Years ago, I worked for a department store in Brooklyn, New York. I had a bad rear tooth there, back tooth. I had a woman dentist, so she gave me the Novocaine and everything, and then she started pulling. I was in the chair for over an hour. She had pulled the top off. It was a hook tooth, and it had hooked into the jawbone. Then she had a drill and everything to get the rest of it out. It took about an hour and a half to complete the job. That was the worst experience I ever had in a dentist chair.
Tooth is a real tooth. You drill it down to where you could, and this one also, and this fit over it. It's fastened at 3 points. Here, and then one more on the other side.
Right.
So from here to here is false. But you did a nice job messing them up.
Yeah, they look real natural.
But what I say, though, if I knew the pain involved, I would never do it again.
Yeah.
Now I'm dating a dentist, and it's really fun going to him because he's taking care of me, and the pain seems a lot less. So I'm getting out of it that pain's all in the mind anyway.
Right.
A dentist who used to sing all the time, and when I looked up, I could see the hair in his nose, and it seemed to waver as he sang, and it really was fun to go to him.
This is from a little accident I had. I did a little LSD and my teeth rotted out, see? See?
Well, I have this girlfriend, you see, who's, well, she's a little on the wild side. She went to her dentist for a regular appointment. He was going to fill a cavity, and he said, why don't I give you some laughing gas? So she said, all right, sounds good. I've never tried it. He said, it's painless, but it'll just make you high. So she said, all right, sounds all right to me. The next thing she knew, she was asking him if he wanted to fuck, which I don't think was entirely what either of them had in mind when she came into the office. At any rate, he sort of laughed in an embarrassed fashion and turned her down. Made another appointment to fill another cavity. She came back a week later, and he said, I've been thinking about your proposal, and I've decided that I'm ready. And by that time, she thought about it and decided she wasn't interested anymore. And that's the end of the story.
When I was in high school about 7 years ago, I had an accident in the gym where I fell against the bleachers. I had one of my front teeth knocked down. Well, when I went to the dentist to have it capped, he was doing some drill work and root canal work, and and as he was doing the drill work, the drill stuck into the bone marrow underneath my gums. It took him 20 minutes to get this drill out, and I almost went into a shock when he told me it wouldn't initially come out. And after prying for about 20-25 minutes, he eventually did get this drill out of my gums. And to say the least, it was one of the most hazardous experiences I ever had.
When I was about 7 years old, I was riding down the street on my bicycle, and I stuck my tongue out at a kid at about 12. As a result, he pushed me off my bicycle, and it resulted in a couple of broken teeth, for which I went to about the worst dentist in the world. The guy was more of a butcher. And when I got out to the dentist, he kept on chiseling away at this little stubble of a tooth I had that probably could have been capped, but I think he was an alcoholic or something, because he totally botched up the job, and it ended up having me taken out a couple years later. But while I was there, he tried to administer an anesthetic while he took the nerve out of the tooth. Well, I was only about 7 years old, and he jammed that needle to me so hard that I almost ripped the arms off his dental chair, and I was screaming at him, probably the first swear words I ever uttered in my life. And the job was eventually completed, the tooth taken out. Another dentist had to cap it. But last year I was shaving, pulled the skin on over my face. I noticed a very sore spot way underneath the skin, went to the dentist, found a huge infection there. It had resulted because the first dentist who had tried to remove the nerve had not gotten the entire nerve out, and the infection started. Well, I had to go there and get a root canal. It looked like I'd gone 10 rounds with the heavyweight champ afterwards, and it was a culmination of a 15-year experience of bad work.
I think that watching root canal being done by a dentist is very interesting because it kind of makes you think that you can do the same thing. And
if you have a place where there's a pocket in the gum near your tooth where the gum separates, it can become infected, and the tooth can get loosened, and you can lose it, and you have all kind of problems. But if they take a piece of your gum in your mouth, which is, we have company, which is healthy, and transplant it into your mouth where it's unhealthy, it will most often transplant, and so that you have healthy gum tissue. And it's a very uncomfortable procedure, and it's uncomfortable for a while afterwards. But it's also, fellas, please, it's hard enough without that. Just listen. So I went through it, but it didn't take, and I was so upset by it because of the fact that I'd gone through the whole procedure and it didn't take. And the reason that the doctor told me it didn't take was because I had a thyroid condition, and when you have a thyroid condition, it sometimes upsets your whole body balance, and so I had to come back after my thyroid got better. But I've never gone back because I decided I don't need to go through that again.
I don't know what to say.
Let me do it. Come on, Fred. Look up, Fred. I want this about.
Okay, I want you to tell me about the last time you went to the dentist.
Last time I went to the dentist, it was last month. I went to get my tooth pulled, but he didn't pull it because it was too strong to come out. So he told me to come back 3 months from that month. So I told him, all right, but I ain't go then, because I ain't getting my teeth pulled out. So my mother said she'll go with me if I do go get it pulled out. So that's it. That's that already. Your turn.
Okay, no, it's time. Okay. I remember that time I went to the dentist. Man, I remember that time I went to the dentist to get my teeth pulled, and then it was hurting real bad, and then he pulled it out, and then he told me to put it under the mattress, and then the fairy will come get it and put some money under there. Thank you. Now listen. Get on your minds. Get ready, set, go. If I was found looking in the eyes of someone I love, and in the seed of a chickadee, so sincere. Listen, baby. Live on the finish singer. If I was found by looking in the air of someone I love, and in the seed of a chickadee, so sincere. I don't know the rest.
Tooth Stories was brought to you by Nick Despota, Chicago, June 6, 1976.